patient recovery time from a particular surgical procedure is normally distributed, mean 3 days and standard deviation 1.5 days. Let X be the recovery time, randomly select the patient. Round your answers to 4 decimal places. Okay, so now we're doing the same kind of thing. Again, normally distributed bell curve, and we're saying it's all about how long it takes you to recover from a certain kind of a procedure. They're saying the mean, at least mine says the mean is 3. Remember, you always put the mean here, the standard deviation there. The standard is 1.5. So that means the average person recovers from the procedure in 3 days, but there's some deviation. They're not all exactly average. They're off of the middle, typically by 1.5. All right, coming on down. What is the median recovery time? Well, median is the same as mean. Median, same as mean. It's the same thing. It means the middle. So it's just going to be 3. It's the same exact answer. They just want you to realize that median and mean are the same thing. It's just the middle, the average recovery time. Next question. What is the Z-score for a patient who took 4.4 days? Now, we had Z-score on the last test, I believe, right? And you guys remember it perfectly, right? You don't forget anything we do in this class. In fact, you ignore all your other classes and jobs and family to think about my class day and night, and every day go over the old material. That's what I tell myself. I hope that's really the truth. I'm joking around with you. I understand that this might not be at the top of your memory, so let me remind you. What is the Z-score formula? Whoops, I wrote Z-score. Z-score formula. It's the score you got minus the mean over the standard deviation. So that's going to be the score, that's the 4.4, minus the mean for me is 3, divided by the standard deviation, 1.5. Remember to hit equals when you're done with the top before you hit divide. That's the common mistake students make. They forget to hit equals. You've got to tell the calculator to finish the top before you divide by the bottom. So I'll do it on my calculator. I'm getting 0.9333, wants 4 decimal places. So I had to go 4.4 minus 3 equals, and then divide by 1.5 equals, or enter, like that. So round that to 4 decimal places. So that's new. It's not a big deal. Question D. What is the probability of spending more than 4 days in recovery? What's the probability of spending more than 4 days? So I need to draw a bell curve for that. In fact, let me just come on down here and draw one. So we're on number 3, part C. I'll come down here. Part C. More than, what is it? More than 4 days. More than 4 days in recovery. So draw yourself a little bell curve. Put the middle. What is the middle? I forgot. Mean 3. Mean is 3. And so more than 4 days. 4 would be here. More is to the right, isn't it? More than 4 days is to the right of 4. Okay. So more than 4 days. What are we going to do? Well, if you go look at the notes, this is going to be normal CDF. So it's going to be normal CDF because they're asking for a percentage, aren't they? They're saying, what is the probability which is a percentage. What is the percentage probability? They're asking for a percentage. So that means normal CDF, and we do area to, oh no, we don't do that. We do lower, upper, and lower is the same as left. And upper is the same as right. And then mean and standard. Mean, which it might give you that symbol, and standard deviation, it might give you that symbol. Okay, so depending on your calculator. So let's go to it. So what is for my shading, the left edge is right there at 4. That's the lower or the left edge. The right edge is right over here. The right is infinity. Just a bunch of 9s. The right's infinity. It goes from the left edge of 4. Remember, it's the chunk of shading. You're always looking at the chunk of shading and saying, what's the left edge and the right edge of the piece of shading? The left edge of the shading is 4 for me, and the right edge is infinity, or a bunch of 9s. The mean for me was 3. Standard deviation is 1.5. Hit the buttons on your calculator. You'll get that answer. Is that good there? I'm going to move up if you're good with that one. So you just got to draw the graph. Left edge, right edge.
I'm confused again.
Question, Rosalinda?
Yeah. I got, for mine, for D, it says, what is the probability of spending 3.5 days? And my mean is 4.
Right. So your mean, you put mean in the middle. And
Yeah.
did it say more than 3.5 days?
Yes.
So you would shade to the right of 3.5?
Uh-huh.
Because that's more than 3.5. So it's fine. It's just like that.
So I would just put 3.5 as the left.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the left edge of the shading, right?
Yeah.
And the right edge would be the left would be here, and the right edge would be the infinity again, the 99999. Yeah. So whatever they say, it's just the left edge of the shading and the right edge of the shading. Good. Other questions? All right, and then coming on down for part D. No, that was D. Wait, did I call that C? That was part D, wasn't it? That was part D. So that was part D. And then next, what is the probability of spending between 2.7 and 3.7? So part E, between 2.7 and 3.7. Let's see if I can squeeze that in right here. So, E, probability between 2.7 and 3.7. So what's the probability of spending between 2.7 and 3? So draw a normal curve, put your mean in the middle. 2.7 and 3.7. For me, that goes a little bit left, a little bit right. It doesn't matter though where it is, 2.7, 3.7. You want the shading in between, right? So then you're just going to do the same kind of thing. Let me get this out of the way here. You're just going to do normal CDF. Normal CDF. And we're going to have left and right there. So the left edge would be the 2.7. The right edge would be the 3.7, or if they call it lower and upper on some calculators. 2.7, so you just go left edge and right edge, or lower and upper. So your lower and your upper, your left and your right is 2.7 and 3.7. and then put in the mean and the standards, just another normal CDF where we've got a left edge and a right edge, a lower and an upper on that one. So that should be the same. Questions so far? Is that all good? All right, and now let's go up finally to part F, the 70th percentile. So that's what's new. That's what I wanted to show you. How do we find the 70th percentile? 70th percentile. What in the world does that mean? 70th percentile. Let's take a look. So for number 3, part F, /70th percentile. Okay, so let me draw our bell curve again. And put in the middle, whatever, I think my middle was 3. Okay, so they want us to figure out the 70th percentile. So remember what percentiles are? They're like if you had a big line and you go from 0% to 100%. That's what percentiles are. They're like, and where would the 70? About right here. Here would be the 70% mark. You know, it's 70% of the way along. You know, the middle would be the 50. You know, it's just ranking things from 0 to 100. And so 70 percentile would be 70% of the way along. So that means on a bell curve, that would mean something to the right of the middle that has an area. In fact, let me just do that better. This is 70% to the left there. This area is 70% of the area. Does that make sense about that? And they want me to find this spot. That's what they're asking for. So when they give us 70 percentile, remember percentile means a ranking from 0 to 100. So if you're here at the 70 percentile, right here, that means 70% is to the left of you, doesn't it? You're 70% of the way along. So 70% is to the left of you. You want to find that spot. How do we find that spot? Well, to find that spot, we have to, let's go to our formula sheet here. Where is our formula sheet? Here it is. And this is the situation where they say they're giving you a percentage, right? They're giving me the 70% already. So it's going to be inverse norm. So let's do it. Inverse norm. All right, so we're going to do inverse norm on our calculator. And then the first entry is area to the left. So what is the area to the left of that spot? Well, it's just 0.70, isn't it? There's clearly 70% to the left. And then mean, 3 for me, standard deviation 1.5. Hit the buttons on your calculator and you'll get your answer. And so there we go. That's how we do that one. Questions on any part of number 3?